Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be coming at you with a bit of a different video today than what I normally do. This isn't going to be a battle video or anything regarding the competitive aspect like I normally do, but it's actually going to be a tutorial. Now I'm sure if you're in the Fossil Fighters Discord server or a member of the subreddit, you've probably seen me post this video with all these recolors that you're seeing right here. Now while this has been possible for a while, nobody has actually really figured it out, like how to really do it with the nitty-gritty until recently this week. And before I start, I actually want to give huge credit to two people. Pumic for showing me how to do this and experiment with it. He does a lot of speedrunning for Fossil Fighters, so if that interests you, please go check him out in the description down below. And I also want to thank Nijoman, as he not only helped make the thumbnail for this video in Blender, but he also did some tinkering alongside of me with all this color changing and actually figured out something huge that I will discuss later in the video. Please go check these two out in the description, as they are the absolute heroes here, and this video would just not exist without them. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. Now the things you're going to need to pull this off are a Fossil Fighters Champions ROM, which is, no duh, because this is the game that you need to be using, the Desmoom emulator, and while it's not required, if you want to play online with these recolors, I'd highly suggest downloading the Melon DS emulator. Alrighty, so now here we are, and real quick, I'm just going to say one thing. I would not recommend using Desmoom as an emulator, like to play the game. I'd recommend using Melon DS, because Desmoom is not really a great emulator. It's very buggy. It's not very optimized. There's a lot of audio issues. I have the audio turned off right now for the game, but there's a lot of audio issues. It's just like, it's not really a good experience. So that's why I recommend using Melon to play the game. But in order to do these recolors, you're going to need Desmoom, and I'm going to show you why right here. So in order to actually do this in the first place, you want to, of course, load up your ROM. Then you're going to go into Tools, View Memory, and then you're going to see this pop up, and I'm just going to drag it over here. Put it here for now. And then you're going to see this screen pop up. Now, this all might look very intimidating to you as you see all these values, all these numbers on the side. Well, there's only actually a couple of numbers that you're actually going to need to pay attention to. So I'm going to go down. Now, to go down to your Vivisaurs to see how to edit those, this might be different depending on your ROM. I'm using a 100% complete ROM, so I have everything on here. But for people who don't have it, it might be a bit different. But to do this, you're going to want to punch in 0, 2, 2, 6, BB, 880. And this will take you down here to your Vivisaurs, so you don't have to do a bunch of scrolling, because this list is very long, as you can see here. Now, again, this might look really daunting, but really, the only values that you need to pay attention to are these ones right here. And these are these are the color ones. So right here, this value right here, the 1B. This is your color palette. This is your red value. This is your green value, and this is your blue value, so RGB. Now, in order to edit these creatures, you're going to need to have a Vivisaur with a silver fossil integrated into it. Now, that might sound very limiting, as if you're a battle junkie like me, you like to have gold fossils on everything, so you have maxed out stats. So, but there's a workaround for that, and I'm going to get into it later. But first, I'm going to teach you the basics. Now, first of all, in order to locate your Vivisaur, you're going to see its name here on the right. So you have, your T-Rex, your Despledo, your Gorgo. It's going to be displayed here on the right, and this will show nicknames as well. So if you have your creatures nicknamed, that's also might be an easier way to find them. Now, in order to find the color values in all this mumble jumbo, for any Vivisaur, it's going to be 3 lines above the name. So you're going to start the name. You're going to go 1, 2, third line, then go all the way to the left, and you'll get your color values right here. And highlight them right here. Now, now that you're here, in order to change the colors, it's as simple as this. Yeah, it's really easy. You just simply put in the number here, and this will give you a color palette. Now, my theory is that there's already a lot of color palettes just sitting here in the game that go unused. And the recolors you see are probably the recolors that the devs chose for the official Silver Fossil. So like, they probably just had like a big list of all these recolored models, and then they just kind of went through, picked out the ones they liked, and then just made them official. You know, made sprites and everything. Now, here's a little fact. What actually causes Vivisaurs to recolor at all is it's actually not dependent on the fossil that's integrated into them. It's actually the animation. So when you dig up a silver fossil, you clean it, then you integrate it. That's actually the determining factor for your super fossil and your color. So in order to make it so you can recolor these things, all you need to do is just simply put in a silver fossil. Just like, that's it. And then you can come over here and you can start playing with all these values, and the Vivisaur will not change color if there is no super fossil integrated, or if there is a gold fossil integrated. Like, the colors will simply just stay the same, no matter how many of these values you try to mess with. So eventually, you basically, there are a certain number of color palettes that you can cycle through before you start looping. So you're going to go to 0, 2, right here. See, now it's yellow. So basically, the values, they loop from 0 to 9, and then because I'm pretty sure this is hexadecimal, 9 isn't the maximum value, so you can go 0A, 0B, 0C, 0D, and 0F. And then ooh, that's a really nice recolor. And then you loop around to 11. And the same goes, it goes to, oh, that is nice looking. It goes from 11 to 19, and then, 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, and 1F. And so, I can even show you this right now. And after that, it'll start looping. So, let's say, I'm just going to pick 13. This is the color for 13. And let's say I punch in, like, 73. Even though it's a different number, the color is going to stay the same because it just loops. So now that you understand that, then you have these red value and these RGB values. So you can, if you want to, this easiest way to get a recolor you want is just play with the color palette. But if you want to get a bit more spicy, kind of like the T-Rex you see in the thumbnail on the right, you can play with these RGB values to get something more interesting. Now, usually, in my experience, Vivisaurs that are more vibrantly colored are going to be easier to edit. So Vivisaurs that have a lot of that are mostly white, so I'm gonna, like just E-Raptor, for example, are not really going to or Toba, they're not really going to change a whole lot because most of their body is white, so you're not really going to see much of a difference in change. So that's just a little heads up. Now that we have this out of the way, let's get into super evolvers, because yeah, we can color these too. So, and the reason this is you might be confused because in the past I literally just said you can't recolor a Vivisaur with a gold fossil. Well, super evolvers are the exception, because in the game's code, or in the game's files rather, there's actually a bunch of unused super evolver recolors, and I'll flash these up on screen right now for you to look at them for a second. Now, basically what I think is that the devs kind of as they were making the super evolvers, they basically started out with a few. So, and I can even show you this. So, I'm going to scroll down all the way to Oraptor Fiend. Now, a little quick note: all of the Vivisaurs in your are going to be here in your holder, like this. So it's just going to take a while to scroll down. So just be patient. So you're going to see all of this going down. Actually, I'm just going to cut the video here, and then I'll come back when I have it, so you guys don't have to sit through this. Okay, and we are back. So right up here, it's going to end with Salata, and then it's going to go to the Vivisaurs down in your bank. So these are all this, and because the only thing I have in my bank are super evolvers, this is where all my super evolvers are. So I'm gonna go down until I find Oraptor Fiend. Don't mind all the nicknames. There we go, Oraptor Fiend. So again, you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, third line. And as I was saying earlier, what I think is what they did for the super evolvers is they designed some of them first, and then when it came time to make Vivisaurs or other super evolvers for the other creatures, they simply took some of the models they had and just retextured it and made it a new creature. So right here, I'm going to show you that proves my theory. We have Oraptor Fiend right here. If I put in 0, 0 and click off, he looks like T-Rex Lord. Same thing would apply to Mappo King. If I went over the Mappo King and did this, it would look exactly like T-Rex Lord. So I think your value was 73? No. Okay. Okay, well, Oraptor Fiend is just going to be green for the rest of this video. So, for super evolvers, you can recolor them, which is really cool. So, I can go, this guy can be recolored. Now, the few that are a bit challenging the recolor are Raiden, where is he? Shenlu, Equinox over here, and then Omias, because again, most of their bodies are white, so as you can see with Omias and Equinox, I kind of, gave them like a bit more of a monochrome. But you're not going to see much change with these guys, so a little heads up with that. So yeah, you can recolor these guys. So that might seem limiting, as if you're a battle junkie like me, you can only recolor super evolvers and Vivisaurs with silver fossils. So that might be a problem, because it's like, hey, what if I want to put gold fossils, on my regular guys? Are these guys, not going to be able to be recolored? Well, normally, I'd say yes. But, again, thanks to Nijoman, who did a lot of playing around with this, we actually can recolor Vivisaurs that hold gold fossils too. Kinda. Well, not really, but let me explain. So, right here we have our Dunkel, so I'm going to go find Dunkel here in the list. Dunkel is going to be right here. So as you can see, Dunkel has a silver fossil, and Dunkel has no super evolver, so you can put a gold fossil on him and boost his stats. But if you do that, then you can't, have him hold a gold fossil. You can't recolor him, he has a gold fossil, right? Well, there's a really easy workaround to this. So you know how I said earlier you only want to be worrying about these values right here? I lied. There's actually a fifth value that you're going to want, and it's this one right here. Now this value right here, this controls the super fossil that is in this Vivisaur. So right now, he has a silver body, so the value is 85. So right now, I'll actually just tell you, I'll flash these up on screen, so the values for all the super fossils, right here. And then the points is this 64 right here. So 64 means 100, or 100 points. So, over here, 100 point body fossil, 64. Now, I already have Dunkel recolored right here. Now, in order to recolor him and have the gold fossil, quite simple. You're going to want to go into your game and just normally give him a silver fossil. So you see I gave him silver fossil. He's got the red color right here. Now, in order to keep the gold fossil on him, or you have the gold fossil stats, you're going to simply go right here to this 85, and you're going to punch in 88. Now, this is the value for a miraculous fossil. So when I click off him and go back, look at that. He's got a super fossil right in there, a gold one. So not only do I have the recolor, but I even have the gold stats as well. And this applies to every other Vivisaur. Before you ask, yes, this does mean you can recolor DLCs. Look at that. So I'm going to go down here to, I'm going to show you again. So Igno, he has a silver head integrated into him. Now for the DLCs and all these special Vivisaurs, it doesn't really matter what super fossil you put in them, because their colors don't change with the silver fossil normally. So it doesn't matter. You can put like silver head, silver body, whatever you want. So then you're going to want to scroll down here. So I'm going to go find Igno, because Igno should be down here. So there are the Zombisaurs, the Bonysaurs, Zonga Zonga, Tonzilla, and then we go down to Dynamaton, Duna, all the Dinorians, Frigi, Igno, right here. So again, you're going to go 1, 2, 3 up, go to the left here. This is your color, so I'm gonna make him 14. See how that looks? Ooh, that's a nice green fire. I love that. And then to have your Igno have its stats back, go here, put in 88. There you go. It's as easy as that, guys. Simply just put in 88, and now not only do you have your absolutely beautiful Igno, but your Igno isn't held down by the fact that its stats are nerfed. So again, it's pretty easy. And this applies again to all the DLCs. As you can see over here, I have a nice monochrome Duna. So I'm going to go up here to Duna and just play with the values real quick. Gotta go 02, really nice looking. It's actually, I'm going to keep that. It's like an even more outer space kind of coloration, which is fitting for her. I don't have these guys recolored, unfortunately. And what's really cool, also, I'm going to mention about Frigi and like all these guys with the animated textures, is that the textures still play. So Frigi will still shimmer. Zonga Zonga's head flame, will still burn. And then Igno's fire still has that moving texture. So yeah, that's how you do the recolors. Now, if you want to play online with these recolors, I'm going to simply show you how to do that right now. So I'm going to close this out. Now, first of all, I'm going to want to exit out of here. And you're just going to want to save your game. And then you're going to go here into Desmoom, export backup memory. And it's going to pull this up right here. I see I already have a few. So for this video, I'm just going to name it Color 4. And then you're just going to want to hit save. And that saves your save file. So, and I will be right back and show you how to put it into MelonDS. Alrighty, and we are back. I have MelonDS open right here. Now, to simply load your recolors from Desmoom, you're going to go into File. You're going to want to import save file, and it's going to pull up this right here. And I have mine named Color 4. So you're just going to go to this. It's going to tell you this. So you're just going to want to press OK. Speed up button right here. Then you're going to want to go in here. And now let's see if our recolors are here. So we're going to want to go over here. And look at that. And they look so much better because with Melon DS, you can make the models less crusty and more smooth. So now, not only do you have your recolors on your Melon DS emulator, but now you can see them in full detail, and holy crap, that looks incredible. Look at that. So, that's how you do it. And what's awesome about this is that Melon DS not only runs better as an emulator, but also you can play online against other people who are both using a physical console and an emulator. And these recolors that you have will show up online for anyone, whether they have their own recolors or they're on a DS console or emulator or whatever. These recolors will show up, and they do not affect gameplay at all. It won't cause any desync or any lag. It is simply just a palette swap or a recolor if you want to get into the RGB values. So yeah, that's how to do it, everyone. That's how you do all the recolors that you could ever want in the world. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing all of your guys' really cool recolors out there. So like and subscribe, and peace.